Everyone seems to say that you need to find a niche and that this is the key to success if you are a creative person. But when I tried that as a multi-passionate artist, I felt stuck. I felt completely pigeonholed and disconnected from something essential. So in this video, I want to share why I stopped taking this advice and what I discovered instead. Because once I made the shift, I felt free again. And most artists I know, they don't need more restriction. They just need more space to breathe. Hi, I'm Danny. I'm a creative entrepreneur and I've built multiple creative businesses as an artist. And what I'm about to share is the anti-niche approach that has changed everything for me. So the first key, it's not about your niche, it's about your message. Instead of asking yourself, what is my niche? Ask, what am I here to say? What do you see that others don't? What do you feel so deeply that others don't feel? What do you wish to give to others? I like to imagine it like this. Pretend that you are passing by planet Earth and you see all of these lost little humans and you know something that could help them to feel better, to understand themselves, to heal, to remember who they are. That thing you know, that is their message. And every thriving artist or creative has this. So it's not just a product, it's not just a piece of artwork. It's a point of view, a way of seeing the world that they keep expressing again and again through everything they create. So instead of niching your work, you anchor your work in your message. And this message is your philosophy, your story, your way of seeing the world, your way of seeing things. Because yes, people say nothing is original, that there is no original idea, but there is one thing that's original, and that is you. You are original. Your lens, the way that you see the world, that is completely original and unique. No one has lived your life, seen what you've seen, felt the things that you have felt, and that is where your creative voice lives. So you're not here to create one thing. You're here to express one message through many forms. So I'll give you an example. At the core of everything that I create, through all of the art mediums that I dabble with, all of the art mediums that I play with and do, there's always one message. At the core of everything that I create, there is this belief that we are all creators, co-creators, that creativity is sacred, that it's a primitive part of our human nature. So I first expressed this through my jewelry brand, Lila in the Sky, through my jewelry. I was creating jewelry for people to remember who they are, to remember that they are the creators of their life, that they are manifesting the life that they want. So it wasn't about just jewelry, it was about ritual, adornment. It was very deep. My jewelry, my adornments, they all had this one meaning, that you are a creator of your life, of your reality. I was serving a specific woman. She was a spiritual, mystical, self-aware woman. This woman didn't want to just wear jewelry. She wanted to be connected to something way deeper. Then I began painting for her, sketching for her, creating art for her. I was creating sacred art for her altar, for her home temple, her sanctuary. I was still serving the same woman. I was delivering the same message, but now I was painting. I was not creating jewelry. I was creating paintings for her home. I also wrote books for this woman. I hosted workshops for this same woman with this same message. So I did a lot of different things, but it was always for the same person, the same woman, and it was always delivering the same message. And this made me realize that it was never about the medium or the niche. It was all about building a world for her. It had always been about this one woman who is a reflection of myself. So all my creative passions, jewelry, writing books, painting, sketching, hosting workshops, they were never different niches. They're different expressions of the same world. And this is what I call the world building method. Instead of niching down to one thing, I build a world for one person. And everything that I create, jewelry, painting, books, these are all different artifacts in this same world that I built. Because your dream client, she doesn't live in only one niche. She lives in different dimensions. She has a whole world where she lives in. And all of these dimensions make up this world. For me, for example, it is creativity, spirituality, feminine energy, slow living, self-expression. And if she resonates with your world, she will travel with you across all of them. So instead of asking what niche should I choose, ask yourself, What message am I here to express, and who is this for? Because when you know that, you don't feel scattered anymore, and you will no longer feel lost, because you're going to begin to feel that everything begins to connect. Everything you create starts to connect. So you don't need a niche, you need a world. So how do you start building this world? How do you start creating a whole world for this dream client? For me, it always begins with journaling. I love to begin with a simple practice where I write 10 things I know to be true. So I make a list of 10 things that are true for me. So I'll give you an example. What I know to be true is that every single person is creative and has something creative to express here in the world. A point of view, an idea, a business, a solution. That is one thing that I know to be true. So I would keep writing 10 truths that I know to be true. Like another example, what I know to be true is that journaling is the best tool for self-awareness, for knowing thyself. What I know to be true is that sometimes all we need is 5 minutes with a nice hot drink by the fire to be able to soothe your soul. So another thing that I know to be true is that sometimes when you're having a hard day, all you need to do is to put yourself early in bed so that you can wake up the next day with a better perspective on life. So all of these truths, they're not random, they are clues. Clues to your message, clues to your world, clues to the person that you are here to serve, because your dream client, they believe these truths as well, or maybe they want to believe them, or maybe they are searching for somebody to deliver that message for them, to remind them of that truth. So when you write down these truths, these 10 truths, you're not just journaling, you are mapping a world. And then you can begin asking yourself, the inhabitants of this world, the people who live in this world, what do they love? What do they long for? What kind of beauty, what kind of aesthetics move the people in this world? What kind of life the people who inhabit this world, what are they trying to create? And then you will see that slowly your world begins to take shape. And it begins to take shape through your words, through your creations, through your visuals. And one day you realize that you're no longer trying to find a niche. You've created a place where your people, they feel seen, they feel cared for, and you can take it one step further by even creating a mood board of your world. I love doing these. So when I'm curating these mood boards that represent my world, I'm adding an aesthetic, I'm adding sometimes words, quotes, sometimes extracts from books that I love, sometimes a photo to give it a texture, to give it this vibe, this feeling. I put everything that I can that I believe belongs into this world. And sometimes it's a painting in a museum, sometimes it's a sentence in a book. And I don't overthink it. If it feels right, if it feels like that world, that's how I know it belongs there. Because your dream client, they have a taste, they have an aesthetic, they have something that they long for, that you are building, that you are creating for them. And the more that you collect these pieces, the more real you make it for them. And that's when your art starts feeling cohesive. That's when all of your different creations, they start speaking to each other, they start connecting. All your body of work and your content, they begin to feel as if they belong together. And I experienced this when I went to Picasso's museum in Malaga. He had all of these different paintings in different mediums and different styles, but they all delivered the same message. One message that Picasso was expressing through the evolution of all of his body of work, which was he documented women. So without forcing it, you begin to create a universe that the one person that you're here to serve begins to recognize. You're curating a world that this person wants to step into and inhabit. So I hope that my world building method has given you a different perspective if you are a creative artist that doesn't want to niche down. This has definitely helped me as an artist whose core value is freedom, to be able to feel that I can create freely in different mediums and to still feel that I have a cohesive body of work that connects. But if you want to further explore all of the advantages of being a multi-passionate artist, then I have another video that you will love for artists that have too many passions. This is your advantage. So I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!